I don't
Did
remember.
anybody else see Tim Mullins
I just don't
cry at
believe
the
him.
vigil?
What's
No,
that?
but I didn't see him crying.
Yeah, he walked away. He walked over to the side of this van, and I just happened to be signing Summer's poster. And I saw him walk away and turn his back, and he took his glasses off and pulled a handkerchief out of his pocket and started wiping his eyes, and he blew his nose, and he was shrugging his shoulders. He had his back to the vigil, and I just kind of stood there because I was really shocked that I was watching, that. And I thought, I wonder why he's crying. And he continued to wipe his eyes, and then he cleaned off his glasses and put his handkerchief back in his pocket and took a deep breath. And then he, composed himself and turned back around and walked over there back to the vigil. And I thought, what did I just witness? It was
Are you
very
talking about Tim?
unusual. Hmm.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's sad.
It was
Yeah.
just, I didn't know if anybody else saw that. I just,
Candace said he has a little bit of mental issues too, so maybe he's feeling a certain way or something.
maybe. It was,
Men cry
I
too.
just observe. I try to observe everything, just picking up everything. And I just thought it was interesting.
Men cry too.
They sure do. They sure do.
A lot of them want to hide to do it, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Mhm.
I've met Tim Mullen in person, up at the Wells, and I've said before, I can see how he comes off as creepy and
Hmm.
everything to some people, but he's eccentric
Yeah.
is what
Uh.
I would describe him as.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Um, I w- but as far as like considering him a suspect in Summer's disappearance, I just don't
No,
get that. Not at
I
all.
don't either. Not at
I
me
don't
either.
feel
No,
Yeah,
that.
I don't either.
I don't either.
I did have people
But
whispering stuff in my ear for a little bit, and I was listening to it, and then I just kind of backed away from that and thought about what I knew personally, and I was just like, no, no, I'm not going to let them talk me into that. I ain't doing that.
yeah,
And
he has his own ways, but like for videos and
but
stuff,
he did,
we all make videos.
try
Yeah.
to drive a wedge between people, coming and visiting the Wells.
Hmm.
He did try to
Yeah.
do that, and he even admitted to doing that.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like, whenever I heard him talking about trying to push people away and the reason for him doing that, I kind of understood,
Right.
because, he was talking about all of the attacks and everything on the Wells, and he was just more or less trying to shelter them and protect them.
I can't say that I've ever had a missing child's parents go on YouTube and do all of these
Mm,
things. You know, I,
agreed.
you,
True.
so I mean, I just tell people, I
Okay. I want you guys, Tracy, especially you, go back and watch my video about Squall's private Discord servers, okay? At this point in their conversation, I cut a lot out because this was a 6 hour live. But at this point in this conversation, they were talking about finding Summer. It was serious. It was a good conversation, I would say, that needed to be heard. And Squall interrupts it with this Minecraft bullshit. Okay? So, Tracy, make sure you're paying attention and please go back and watch my video about private servers. Maybe I'll play it after my live. Okay, back to the video.
have my opinions, and you guys are entitled to your opinion. And we just have to really watch and see how things are going to play out, because I know that TBI has information that they're not going to tell anybody, because what's the misinformation is what is really bogging this case down. And I'm glad that they're not putting anything else out. And I don't
Me
think they
too.
should, because
Me too.
I want them to focus on doing their job and making sure that I do hope that they will go search other areas. I do hope that they will bring diapers in. I do hope that they will utilize every resource that they have possibly available to continue to expand. If it's not this, well, then we've got to move on to do this. We've got to you've got to delineate and start going through all the different possibilities and where to search, so that you
Yeah.
can check off those boxes, because you can't just go, okay, well, we searched 5 miles from the house, so we don't know where to go next. I mean, that's not going to be satisfactory to me.
No,
Right.
like the Mara Murray case that Gray and I are doing. I mean, they searched at least 10 miles in all directions. And then there were more searches after that. Additionally, the family,
Mhm.
different search dog teams, different rescue teams, all searched different areas. So to me, I was like, 5 miles circumference. That's
Yeah,
just simply not enough. And I know that
right.
it's a small area and a small team, but at the time you had all of those agencies, 1,118 people searching for her,
Real
Yeah.
quick,
and it's
everybody
still
keeps,
small to me.
sorry to
Mhm.
interrupt. Everybody talks about the hide and seek, and because everybody's like, well, they were supposed to be playing Minecraft, and now it's not that they were playing hide and seek. Hide and
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
seek is
Who said they were
a
playing
type
hide
of
and seek?
game in Minecraft.
Who
Chris
It
said
was
that?
Chris
McDonough.
McDonough. Yeah, in that
No, they
interview.
weren't playing hide and seek.
It's
Nobody
part
ever
of
said
the
that.
Minecraft.
No, but
It's
that
it's a type of, yeah.
I think
well,
Don told Chris that sometime or something about the game.
no. Oh my gosh.
I know
No.
Chris
that was
McDonough
in some interview
alleges,
that he. Yeah.
if I'm not
Damn
mistaken,
it.
Chris McDonough alleged that a TBI agent or one of the officers told him that the boys were playing hide and seek,
Mm-mm. No.
Yeah,
and
that's
that
what
my
when I heard that, I was like,
No.
hide and seek is a Minecraft thing.
Sure,
I
yeah.
mean, just type in your Google, YouTube search Minecraft hide and seek, and I mean, right
But I
here, I
don't
mean,
think
it's
that that's
just,
even what he was saying, Squall. I don't even think that that's
that's
true.
what how I took it. I didn't even understand that it was related to Minecraft, at all, the way that I heard it. So, um,
No. Because first they said the kids were on the internet. Then they said
right.
the kids were watching at some point they said they were watching YouTube. When asked in one of the interviews what the kids like to do, one of the things was hide and seek. And he said, yeah, Summer would hide in this
Refrigerator.
refrigerator. And then months later, when Jose come out, he did say that the kids would play hide and seek and Summer would hide in there. But they weren't playing hide and seek that day. The kids were in the house and Summer went to the basement,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or am I
Yes, that's
crazy that that is
no,
now
that's what
being
we was
mixed
told.
together?
I
Yeah, somebody just asked me in the chat why I would be up here with Scott, who calls women bad names. Um, because Scott is
All right, guys. Another part I want you to pay attention to. Yeah, Squall and the gaming. Let's talk about that for a little bit. I woke up, Nico. I woke up at like 10 o'clock, 10:30 last night. So I'm up. I'm up probably for a majority of the day. I started this video yesterday when I did the other one, but I was frustrated yesterday and, you know, it's time to just stop this shit. I just want to get out there why I feel like I do about these people because I just, I don't know. To me, it seems like Chasing never paid any attention to anything. and just followed the crowd and followed Penny. I do not know why that is, and even more so at the beginning of this than Penny, it was Squall and Scott. And then you add Adrian and Jenny and all of their antics, okay? And she never paid attention. She was accusing me of doing things I have later on in the video, because it's a very long video. It's 29 minutes. But later on in the video, I start showing lots of receipts. So hold your britches, Chasing. Let's take a listen.
Very familiar with this area. And somebody asked me today, who would I say? I don't even know what the question was exactly.
Well, let me put an end to this right quick, Chasing.
Sure.
Why would Scott call women bad names? Scott does not or has not ever called a woman a bad name just willy-nilly out of his mouth. Is it the correct thing to call women bad names? Probably, yeah. But do I just do it on a whim, just out of the blue? No. I normally do it because the woman that gets called the bad name is being the bad name or acting like the bad name that I'm calling her.
I've called a couple bad
Quit
names.
saying, you can go listen to these same women that you talk about me calling bad names, use the exact same terms or worse that I've ever called any woman. And they call women that and men that. The very same women. So get off of your double standard. When you come at somebody, I'm not, and everybody says Scott never goes against men, he only goes against women. No, I've went against Benny Keys. I went against Ernie for a short period of time. I've went against Doug. I've went against Cam. I've went against AB. Quit seeing what you want to see. Quit twisting stories and making a narrative because it's untrue. When somebody comes at me rudely accusing me of something, I don't care if you are a man or a woman, chances are good you're going to get a reaction based upon what you come at me with. Just like I've explained many times, I know what the vocabulary that I use means. And if I use an extremely harsh word towards you, then my intention is for it to have an extremely harsh effect on you because you are coming at me extremely harshly.
See, my whole thing is that the question in itself is irrelevant to what we were talking about, right? So,
well, I would agree.
I blocked the person once, and then they came in under another name.
Exactly. People just want
again.
to take the focus off of something and try to say, "Oh my, I can't believe Chasing would be talking to Scott."
Well, did
Chasing
you ever think that maybe
live in the area? Chasing doesn't know those people. Chasing sat here for a year making assumptions about people that she doesn't know anything about. So
Chasing probably doesn't think that I'm a violent sex offender and that I beat women and that I abducted Summer either.
No, that I do not think.
Well, these are the things that I'm being accused of being. But yet they failed to provide, after 1 year, they failed to provide my criminal record that they claim they all have that show that I am all these things.
It's ridiculous, you know. We're having
a
conversation about these people, and it's like, why, you know? And this is why, can I just be bold? This is why we don't get anywhere as a community. because it's more important for people to have the question, why would so and so talk to so and so? Well, this isn't about me. This isn't about Scott. It's not about Squall. It's about Summer, right? So if he has insight that can ease my mind or make me think more, then I want to hear it. Because this isn't about creator versus creator for me. This case is about Summer. That's all it's ever been about. And whatever side arguments people are having, that is their business. It's none of my business.
Well, it's all drama crowd chasing. It's
bullshit.
And it's coming from the people that in the very beginning, and I don't have Facebook, but I've been shown all the stuff and told all the stuff, and you probably know because you have Facebook. The creators that all this stuff are coming from are creators that hate Squall.
It's just absurd at this point. Hate her if you want
They
to,
see
or
me
whatever.
working with Squall, so therefore, in order to tear me and to tear Squall down, because they don't like Squall telling what she's telling, they have to come up with these ridiculous things and make all this kind of noise and all this kind of stuff. Listen, I said clearly the other day, and everybody says, oh, you were defending Squall. You were defending Squall. I said clearly in my video, I said it did not matter if it was Squall or not. No one has the right to determine for another woman at what point they feel like their rape starts or stops.
Absolutely.
Regardless whether it's Squall or not. In this case, it happened to be a creator doing that to Squall. But I dismissed Squall out of it, period, and said women.
No.
Because that's the way that I feel.
It's just wild,
But they're hearing what they want.
Why we don't get anywhere. It's why we don't get anywhere.
That's why you all, I call you all the names that I call you, is because you come at me with stuff like that. Well, listen, quit acting like what I call you, and you'll quit getting called that.
Yeah, I mean, if I see a guy acting like, a little whiny baby, I might call him some words that aren't the nicest words. So,
you would not believe
the
people.
So.
You would not believe the people that have reached out to me and told me that they have gotten attacked for being in my chat or being on my panel.
Why?
And because I'm a Wells supporter, because I cannot come out and say that they did anything to Summer with no evidence, and with all of the other evil people in that community, I cannot say that
we
they
don't
are.
know who did what.
Exactly.
And, the more you try to fish out the things that are there, like I didn't know about the different personalities or traits or whatever of Beach Creek, like the incestuous stuff and the drugs and going back in time and how the family lines are. I didn't know all of that. So to hear more of it and to sit and actually have a conversation, not like, sometimes Scott and Penny and them, they do really long lives. You don't get to listen to it all. You've got people interrupting you. But when you're having a one-on-one conversation, you can ask questions. You can find out more. And it gives you a lot of insight into maybe things that you didn't think about before. And there was a lot that I hadn't thought about that after talking to him again, I'm over here thinking Frank Light is like, the devil spawn. And while maybe he is, there are other people there that are pretty damn bad, not, and I don't mean the RSOs that we all looked up. I mean, people that we never looked up. So it just gives you a lot of perspective, and it's not going to solve a case, but this is what we do. And
All right, guys, I'm back. I wanted to address a few things they were talking about, and I can't remember. But I also want to apologize to you. I think I messed this video up. I don't know. We'll see, because my receipts go at the end, and I swear it was the things they're saying now. Some of it. Sky Purple, I still want to know what Squall did to her children too, but I have an idea. I'm not going to say it because I'll get attacked, but we'll leave it at that. When I can prove it, I got to go research what I'm thinking. I just think Scott and Squall knew each other prior for a reason. I'll just leave it at that. What were they talking about? That's okay. We'll just play the video. I'll let it play again and give real commentary. I kind of just came on, let people get on, because it's only 5:23 in the morning, so I figured it would take a little bit for people to see this, and I want to make sure it gets to chasing. But I'm just going to let this play, then we'll do it again. Okay. I got to see if I messed it up. I think I did, which means I left a lot out. That makes me mad. Okay. Hold on.
Whatever this is, true crime, you discuss these cases. You have a discussion. You move on with your life.
Not to mention all the other ones. And everybody that has talked to Squall has said this as well. Everybody talks about Frank Light. And yeah, Frank Light is a horrible human being. I wish he was buried under the jail for a multitude of reasons. But Frank Light is not the only one down there in Beach Creek that is a danger to children and women. I'm sorry, he's just not. There's other ones. Frank Light has brothers. Frank Light has cousins. Frank Light has stepbrothers. Fred Hill has brothers and sons and cousins and stepbrothers. Frank Hill is not the only one. There's another RSO, Cam covered him, another one that worked at the sheriff's department.
Mm-hmm.
It's an RSO that lives just like 7 miles away. Frank lives like 2 miles away. I mean, are we really tossing up? That's a 5-mile difference, but still,
Right.
if you took Frank Light completely out of the picture, everybody would be freaking the hell out on Chandler, the one that lives 7 miles away. Why? Because he's registered. But there's tons of them down there. Squall's talked to them. I've talked to them. There's lots of other offenders down there that aren't registered because they've committed the acts, and it's all been swept under the rug.
Yeah, after hearing from you what many of the people were like, and that, me thinking probably Frank Light is the scariest person I'd ever heard of, and knowing that he probably isn't. And there are far scarier people in that area. That was something. That was really something to hear.
I could tell you
Somebody
some
asked
stories
me,
that I've heard.
doesn't. I mean, now, if I was Jody, would I hate a lot of people who are talking about me? Absolutely. I wouldn't want to be thrown into the middle of being, felt like people think that I had something to do with it. No, I'd be calling everybody names too. I wouldn't stand by and let that go. I'd be like, oh, fuck you, fuck your mom, your sister, your dog, everybody you know. But at the same time, she's come out and talked a lot.
Nico, let me address that. It gets stressful, but this is YouTube. I have a real life, and I'm not as stressed as you people think. I'm just not. I just want people to see what they've missed for the last year while ignoring me. I have people watching me now. My stuff is getting around, and I just want people to see it. I promise you, I'm not stressed out where I am hurt in any manner. If anything, this is freeing. Okay? Promise you.
About the case. So people are going to have opinions about that. That's just how it is. And with those opinions, sometimes come unreasonable things or factual things. So you don't know. You can choose to listen to it and throw the rest out. Nobody's forcing anybody to believe anything. You know, you believe it or you don't. And you move on. But people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to hear, well, I'm suspicious of Squall. I'm suspicious of Jody. I'm suspicious of Andy. And just move on with their day. No, it doesn't work like that.
This is Frank Lott's Facebook. Anyway, this is Frank Lott. This is his Facebook page. Whenever I went to see Frank in 2013, we had reconnected on Facebook and we had been talking for several months. And I did go over there with the intentions of having a couple of beers, a few beers. And it, the intention was that I was going to spend the night so I wouldn't have to drink and drive. I didn't go over there with the intentions of being tied to his bed. I did not go over there with the intentions of things happening the way that they happened. I feel like I was drugged, and it's hard to talk about. I never thought that it would be like really, really hard to talk about, but it is. It is super hard to talk about. I sit here and I practice saying it out loud and everything when I'm home alone, and then it's like I get on here live and my brain just starts wanting to tear me up on it. But I don't know if you can see. I believe this is like a old photo of Frank's family, his brothers and sisters, all of them. They're a big family and they're very tight knit. If I'm not mistaken, there's like 4 girls and 3 boys in all. I'm not absolutely positive. But just to show you real quick what really freaked me out on his profile right here, that made me throw up. Looking at that face that he was making just absolutely made me sick to my stomach and made me throw up. I don't know about anybody else, how they feel about it. This is his son, and right here, I don't get a good vibe from that. But at the same time that I don't get a good vibe from that, just because I don't get a good vibe, it does not mean that Frank is guilty. Everything that Frank did to me, yeah, I thought I had put it in my past. I thought I had moved on. I had not thought about it in years. I was fine. I was dandy. Nothing in my heart. It didn't bother me anymore after that. I went to a friend's house, spent a couple of days there. It was like during the holidays, and then I went back home, and my best friend, I told her about it, and like, oh my God, that was a freak, and at least you're still alive. And I think the only thing that saved me was he lived in a trailer court, and when I got loud and everything, he stopped.
People will then go into their chats, accuse them of things, call them names, look them up, dox their children. It's ridiculous.
Okay, guys, I want to read this, but I got to pause it. Hold on. I'm not really going to read it. It's on my wall. A lot of this is just, Eric, thank you so very much. I'm very appreciative of you. It'll help. So, they had just got done saying you shouldn't be doxing people, but before I started to even attempt to dox Squall, Mama and Scott were trying to look up everything they could about me. Everything. Okay? So they have this girl, Baton Rouge, who has since changed her picture. Okay? She doesn't even look like the picture she is in here, and it's because I showed that she looks identical. This picture is an identical picture to my ex's new, very young trophy wife. Okay. And I pulled her card. She disappeared for a while, and then she changed her picture, and she looks nothing like this picture. So when you look at Baton Rouge, make sure you look at the picture, because this was definitely somebody setting me up between Scott Mama and Gavel. I have other proof of that on my wall in a video. I had a morning where I had some crazy shit happen on my Facebook, and I came on crying, and then right after that, the police were called to my house not long after, you know? So it is what it is. But there's this and there's another screenshot. I don't got to read it for you. Y'all can go find it. This is just my shit to chasing. How dare her get on there and say, oh, when people dox people's children. I didn't dox nobody's children. I brought some stuff out about Krama's husband, but I purposely gave him a name very close to her husband's name, but a different name. There was a reason for that. But anyways, carry on.
And why
Squall
we
and I
don't, I
are
don't know.
probably, well, I'm
I went on a rant one time and said,
probably at
Scott
an
ate,
even
choked on his
farther
biscuit.
distance on what we think than you and I ever have.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Squall and I could not tell you the number of hours that not only have Squall and I talked on panel, on lives, online, that we've talked offline, discussing our differences and things like that. But not one time have either of us had a harsh word to say against each other, even though we agree completely 100% opposite on certain things.
Now, do you guys not find it funny the way he said that? Just saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But
And this is why I don't get on panels too.
The people that come at me in a different fashion, I don't care that their view is different. It's the way that you come at me.
Yeah.
But I've never, ever.
As you see, chasing, I never, ever, ever came at this douche nozzle. He came at me defending Squall. It was Squall I went after, never Scott. So he has absolutely zero reason to say it's okay to say bad words about me because I came at him. Not true. I actually did download, because I found out I could download the lives from my StreamYard. So I did download that live and I have it. And maybe one day we'll play it so you could see what Scott did to me in my own chat.
Yeah.
But I've never, ever had what I felt like was a big enough reason to have to email her and say, listen, woman, you know, we're going to have to talk about this. Ever.
Do you know why Scott said that? Nobody was paying attention to my receipts. So I was emailing just a little bit back and forth with Scott at the beginning of this. You'll see it's real emails. I couldn't fit them all on there, so I copy and pasted some of the words so that I could fit them on the screen to read them to you. So I'm going to read this to you, and then you'll see it's our words as it plays along. You'll see it's him and me in an email. There's receipts. Okay. This is me. One of my email addresses. Shit, I should have taken that out of there. That's my private email. It's okay. You can send me shit. Attachments. This was before I made the email for my channel. Attachment, Sunday, January 23rd, 2022 at 4:44 p.m. to Circle Send Scott. Hey, Scott. This is Crystal. Crystal's crime time. I need your help. So I did a Ben verified on the Will's email address for tips. Nothing comes up because it is too new. I also did the same on Prayer Garden of America because at that time everybody was trying to find Prayer Garden. I didn't go deep into it. This was the only day I did it. The same on Prayer Garden of America's email and got the same result. Okay, then I put the tip email into Google and got a Twitter address that shows a picture of Ryan Upchurch's face and a photo of a kid's drawing of Charmander, Pokemon cartoon. I attached it as a file for you to see. Please help me dig. Something is wrong here. We need to figure out who is running this tip line and who PGA is because she refuses to give any real info about herself. So at that time, I was thinking Prayer Garden and Dawn, like they seemed like they knew each other forever and ever. And Prayer Garden blocked me for absolutely no reason other than I came in her chat and asked Allie a question. Okay? I'm finding it funny. Anyways, what are your thoughts on this? Krama Mama's friend this is the first time I had him reach out to Krama for me. Krama Mama's friend is a computer genius. Could you talk to them to see if they will help me, or do you know any way we can do this? So, here's Scott. I put his email up here so you could see it's his email, but see how it's too small? I can't fit it. So, here it is, January 23rd, 5:40 p.m. to me. You're welcome. I discussed the email for Dawn Wells' website when I was a guest on Jays for Justice. She has since removed the video from her platform. The tips are filtered through the PIs. The PIs had nothing to do with the verbiage used on the website, only to review credible tips. If someone wanted to stay anonymous because of possible criminal activities that they may be involved in, considering the circumstances and the people of Beach Creek, it's very possible they wouldn't want TBI prowling into their lives, even if they decided to supply a tip. Please keep the PIs private. Now, at this time, Scott was cracking cases for making the PIs public. I didn't even see that. I know nothing about it. I just knew Scott had started to call them Scam and Scally. Okay? I didn't expect these emails back from him, but you're going to see it continues. Thanks for the tip. Will do. Except I don't think they're going to find out the PI is on the up and up. From what I have seen, these tips may be going directly to Tim. I just think the only people that should get the tips is TBI and LE. There is no need for that tip line. To me, that is interference. I have proven interference to you guys. Scott put thank you. I explained part of it in Krama Mama's live last night, but yes, I can definitely see why people are leery. I was myself until I understood more. I will have to go watch more of her live. I was watching her video when she was live. Laugh out loud. Hopefully it'll help me understand because everyone in this case has, and I don't know why I can't see the rest of my fucking email. I probably had to click it. And then my fear is the PI is someone someone like Benny knows and they hide the truth from Millie, you know. Okay? So these are my feelings way back on January 23rd, 2022. Okay? I understand. Don't think that I don't appreciate you questioning things. If I didn't know them, I can assure you I would be doing the same exact thing. So he's telling me he knows the PIs, okay? I put, oh, so you know the PI? Interesting. Laugh out loud, okay, I will stay mum. And I did, okay? He put, laugh out loud, I've known them for 20 years, but private signifies private, not scam and scally spouting off like they are special. They shouldn't be keeping, and then again, I probably should have clicked it, but you're getting the basics of this conversation. And then I put, I go out, yeah, I trust ya. I trusted Scott then. I will not say shit, laugh out loud. Cam and Ellie are dimwits, in my opinion. And that was it. So, what are your thoughts on that? He's telling me he knows the PIs. He's acting like they're best friends, that I shouldn't talk about them. I shouldn't research them. I shouldn't look into this weird link of somebody named Edward that connects to the email address, which, by the way, I know an Edward in this case. Go back to my, what were they? Green airplanes? Mm-hmm. Go back to the husband's daddy. Okay? Okay. Let's continue. I hope you're catching this all, chasing.
Having a one-on-one conversation, you can ask questions, you can find out more, and it gives you a lot of insight into maybe things that you didn't think about before. And there was a lot that I hadn't thought about that after talking to him again. I'm over here thinking Frank Light is like, the devil spawn. And while maybe he is, there are other people there that are pretty damn bad. Not, and I don't mean the RSOs that we all looked up. I mean people that we never looked up.
What really grinds my gears is when someone goes on a panel and shares their story, and then 2 days later somebody gets mad at that person and starts picking their story apart and calling them a liar.
Yeah.
That right there, it shows, it speaks volumes about the person that does that to a victim, to a person.
Or to anybody. To anybody.
This is where I'm going to show you some things that Squall said in my comment section. She also put tons and tons and tons of stuff like this on Facebook. Okay? Irish Rebel. Funny. Not going to go there. I've just listened to this again. Your story is similar to Jeannie. When Summer went missing, that gave her strength to speak out. That was her talking to Squall. I believe it was in my comment section. Squall to the answers, oh, hell no. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. My story is nothing like Jeannie. She spoke against Dawn and was given a medal. I spoke out of the more recent convicted register SOs against children in the neighborhood and got 200% hate from the public. I was even accused of being Dawn himself. My posts and comments were deleted by admins, and I was blocked from groups. I was even attacked by Dawn's niece, claiming I was trying to take the attention off of Jeannie, was completely I think she meant to put which was completely unfair to me, as I was unaware of a competition. I was blocked from that group while I was responding to Trish. Frank Light has a long list of victims in the area that are afraid to still speak out in fear of retaliation on their family members. Dawn is harmless compared to the Light family. I still need to let Trish know that I am not Candace. I have not forgiven that either. Trish, if you are reading this, but that is another day. Today, every day we search for Summer till she comes home. So, she did what I did to her, to Jeannie and Trish. And Chasing says this shouldn't happen to anybody. Nobody should do that. Let me tell you, Squall has been doing this since Chris McDonough did his very first interview with Candace. But nobody looks into that, right? I was wrong, 100%. Because, it's a marathon. Being a victim is a marathon. Chasing, you should know that. Dutch issue too. Scott, who defends all women, it doesn't matter who it is, even if it weren't Squall. Wasn't that your words? You piece of shit.
There are people on the internet that just unfortunately, it is what it is. Soon you become cold, and you don't want to become cold to how people feel. Even if it's people who don't like me, I still try to listen to what they're saying. And if I can, I'll explain myself in the comments or whatever. But
bullshit.
At some point, you become callous, and you're like, I don't give an F what anybody thinks of me, and fuck you too, and I don't care. But where does that leave you as a person on YouTube, as a creator?
Me telling you,
You're
fuck
just cold, callous, and you don't care what other people think?
Not true. Just you, bitch.
No, I don't want to come off that way. But there are some people on here who live for this. They live to cause this kind of discord and chaos. And there's
Tracy.
something truly wrong. This is a missing child's case. And we're going to waste our time insulting each other? Really?
2 hours.
Okay. I mean,
3 hours.
I guess. Go ahead.
6 hours.
There you go.
If tomorrow I felt like the enemies of Scott and Squall were having an interesting conversation that added to what I know or want to know about Summer Wells, I will go on their panel. I am not married to Scott. Squall is not my sister. I can do whatever I want because I'm an adult. Now, would I go up there and talk badly on them? No. Will I talk badly on their enemies now? No, because it has nothing to do with me. Nothing.
I'll stop it there because I thought I unmuted that. I didn't. So she sits up there for hours talking bad about me while she's saying she's not going to talk about me. She would never talk about Scott and Squall's enemies while she's talking shit on me. Hypocrite much Chasing? So what's up, Chasing? You sat on his panel for hours talking about me while you claim not to talk about me. Funny shit right there. Practice what you preach, please. Yeah, I missed some parts, guys. I'll have to make another one. Because there was more, like Scott talks about tree trimmers. Very weird to me, only if I could find something I thought I seen the other day. Not going to say what it is. But if I remember it correctly, you guys are going to be shocked. I'm going to search for that today. But I just thought I would address Chasing as I told her I was going to address her. For those of you that think I'm crazy and stressed out, I'm honestly not. This shit is not funny anymore. She put herself involved with these people. Oh my God. Did I have the part in here? I think I missed. There's a part in this live I I'm gonna wait. I have to go back and listen if I already, because I think I missed that part too. It was a part in a live where she was like, "I go to Scott for information because he's very, very local and he knows everything." Chasing, do you know that locals are all suspects? Of course, you go for information, but do ya stay on his dick? Because that's what all of you have done. I would like to know why. Okay? Because it doesn't make sense to me when you go back and you listen to everything Squall was saying. I don't understand how a normal human being can't find things like private servers and Minecraft and little kid mentality shit on their channel. She is playing games with children. She does not know. Video games on private servers. But yet you sat there. Let's go back. You sat there. Okay? Let's re listen to this part. Chasing. Let's listen to how important of a conversation the rest of this panel was having. Where the hell did it go? It was definitely before that. Hold on, guys. Oh, yeah, it was with all of y'all on panel. So it might have been. Let me skip through. Here it is. Let's go back and listen to this, okay? Just common sense, weird ass shit that you were okay with. Maybe there is a reason Chris McDonough said hide and seek.
I can't say that I've ever had a missing child's parents go on YouTube and do all of these things. You know,
True.
so I mean, I just tell people, you know, I have my opinions, and you guys are entitled to your opinion. And we just have to really watch and see how things are going to play out. Because I know that TBI has information that they're not going to tell anybody, because what's the misinformation is what is really bogging this case down. And I'm glad that they're not putting anything else out, and I don't think
Me
they
too.
should, because
Me too.
I want them to focus on doing their job and making sure that I do hope that they will go search other areas. I do hope that they will bring diapers in. I do hope that they will utilize every resource that they have possibly available to continue to expand. You know, if it's not this, well, then we've got to move on to do this. We've got to, you know, you've got to delineate and start going through all the different possibilities and where to search, so that you
Yeah.
can check off those boxes. Because you can't just go, okay, well, we searched 5 miles from the house, so, you know, we don't know where to go next. I mean, that's not going to be satisfactory to me.
No,
Right.
like the Maura Murray case that Gray and I are doing. I mean, they searched at least 10 miles in all directions. And then there were more searches after that. Additionally, the family,
Mhm.
different search dog teams, different rescue teams, all searched different areas. So to me, I was like, 5 miles circumference. That's
Yeah,
just simply not enough. And I know that
right.
it's a small area and a small team, but at the time you had all of those agencies, 1,118 people searching for her.
Real
Yeah.
quick,
And it's
everybody
still
keeps,
small to me.
sorry to
Mhm.
interrupt. Everybody talks about the hide and seek, and because everybody's like, well, they were supposed to be playing Minecraft, and now it's not that they were playing hide and seek. Hide and
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
seek is
Who said they were
a
playing
type
hide
of
and seek?
game in Minecraft.
Who
Chris
It
said
was
that?
Chris
McDonough.
McDonough. Yeah, in that
No, they
interview.
weren't playing hide and seek.
It's
Nobody
part
ever
of
said
a
that.
Minecraft.
No, but
It's a type of, yeah.
I think Don told Chris that sometime or something about the game.
No. Oh my gosh.
I know
No.
Chris
that was in
McDonough
some interview
alleges,
that he. Yeah,
if I'm not
Damn
mistaken,
it.
Chris McDonough alleged that a TBI agent or one of the officers told him that the boys were playing hide and seek.
Mm-mm. No.
yeah,
And
that's what
my
when I
hide and
heard that, I
seek,
was like,
No.
hide and seek is a Minecraft thing.
Sure,
I
yeah.
mean, just type in your Google, YouTube search Minecraft hide and seek, and I mean, right
But I
here, I
don't
mean,
think
it's
that that's
just,
even what he was saying, Squall. I don't even think that that's
that's
true.
how I took it. I didn't even understand that it was related to Minecraft, at all. The way that I heard it. So,
No. Because first they said the kids were on the internet. Then they said
right.
the kids were watching at some point they said they were watching YouTube. When asked in one of the interviews what the kids liked was hide and seek. And he said, yeah, Summer would hide in this refrigerator. And then months later, when Jose come out, he did say that the kids would play hide and seek and Summer would hide in there. But they weren't playing hide and seek that day. The kids were in the house and Summer went to the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or am I
Yes,
crazy that is
no,
now
that's what
being
we
mixed
told.
together?
I believe.
Yeah. Somebody just asked me in the chat why I would be up here with Scott, who calls women bad names.
Okay, guys, I'm going to remove this a minute. We're just going to show Tracy. Okay? Hopefully, she will watch this video. I'm just going to mute while the video plays. Chasing, I think you should listen to this one as well.
I can do game coding on private game servers because it's like copy and paste. People will be like, well, if you can do that, you can do anything. Well, all it is copy and paste. I've got, my Discord that I follow, the ones that are really tech savvy in game coding, and they drop the cheats, and all I do is I copy those and I paste it over one of the current codes in the game, and that's all there is to it. I mean, it's really easy, and I do that for I started doing it for the grandbabies because I would game with them. And one evening we were online gaming, and it was their bedtime, time for them to get ready for bed so they could go to school the next morning. And I stayed on playing. And I ran into a couple of other online gamers, and, I turned my mic on and spoke to them for a minute. And then I went back on mute, and they were like following me, and they were telling me, that my voice was sexy and everything. And I was like, what the crap, and
Yeah.
and it was just like, I was just like moving along and everything, killing zombies and stuff, and they were following me. And one of them said, how old are you? And the other one was like, oh, she's not an adult. You can tell with that voice, she's not even an adult. And I was like, what the heck? I'm pushing 50. And like, just listening to them in my headset, and then they said, well, she's probably a virgin. And the guy's like,
my
oh, be
gosh.
quiet. She probably don't even know what the word virgin means,
Jeez.
and I am just sitting
Oh
there
my
like,
goodness.
It's dangerous out there,
I
man.
mean, the
Yes, it
chills,
is.
I mean, the hairs on my arms and my neck stood up, and I was like, I logged off, and I was like, it's time for some changes, with the grandbabies. I don't want them hearing that kind of language, and I got to look, and online gaming is a high,
I'm
very
sorry.
high human trafficking organization
Yep.
for online gaming. And
It's a nest
I
for
looked up
predators.
I looked up how to rent a private game server for just, select people that you want to game with and nobody else, no strangers. And it's only like $13 a month. And you can rent a game server, and you can switch your game over. It's like we were playing DayZ, and we got the games Conan Exiles, and they were wanting to play that, and so I switched the game over. I took off the DayZ and I put up Conan Exiles. We played that for a month, and they was wanting to go back to DayZ, and I was able to reinstall our DayZ game right where we left off, so it didn't even wipe that data. And I was like, heck yeah. And I've told friends about it, and they've kind of hired me, to help them with their children's game servers. And I charge them, what I do is I've rented them for a year, and then ever how much, they can afford to pay at a time. If, I charge them the actual price of the game server, and if they want to donate me any extra money for doing the settings and everything and controlling it. And I teach them how to download the gaming apps on their phones, and they can log in on their phone at any time and listen to what their kids are talking about in game. And I do it for donations. I don't charge. I do it, I charge them for the cost of the server, of course, because I can't afford that.
Right.
But for all the other services and stuff, I just, they give me donations. And it's something, if you're a parent or a grandparent or an aunt or uncle out there and your child is into online gaming, I highly, highly, highly recommend, for $13 a month, you and a couple of other parents of your child's friends can get together and pitch in on that. And it's even cheaper than 13 a month. And that's for a 10-person server. 10 gamers can get on there, usually for that price. Sometimes it's less depending on the game. And you can protect your child. They can get on there and play with their friends, and it's stress free. You don't have to worry about them learning bad language or being sought after for human trafficking. And that's every person's worst fear when it comes to their child or to a loved one that's a minor.
Yes.
And, you know, certain person wants to call me immature for doing that, for gaming with the kids. Go ahead. I'll take that. Yeah, I'm immature because I protect
Hey, man.
the minors in my
I'm
family.
telling you what, they can call me immature too, overprotective, everything else, but I am with my grandkids.
Guys, listen. Mature games. These are like some of the worst computer adult games. They have everything bad in them. Okay? Conan Exiles, the other one she named. My adult child plays some of these games. Okay? She's setting up private servers to play these games with children while she tells the parents, you can download the app, but I'll be in there with them and I'm going to monitor it. And they invite 10 of their friends to a private server, so that leaves 9 children and 1 adult in private discords. I'm not going to make accusations here, but if you do not find that disgusting, I don't know what else to tell you. I would never in a million years get my children a private freaking server like that, unless it was one I was monitoring. Thank you, Terry B. Aw, I appreciate that so very much. Thank you. It helps with my programs. But these people who claim to be completely sane while I am insane are sitting on panels while she is talking about this with them. It does not make sense. But here's Chasing sitting on this panel again, bashing me for hours and hours and hours without even looking at what I was trying to convey, along with so many others. Because Scott said I was bad and I attacked Squall. No, no. It was strange to me when she was in all of these Facebook groups getting blocked that she was attacking Jeannie and Trish in the worst sort of ways. Okay? Yesterday, I pointed out on the video I made for Duchess that, oh my God. Yesterday, I pointed out in the video I made for Duchess that she's sticking up for this woman who is on there bashing. I'm floored. I'm floored that any normal, she's attacking my mental health. And she's sitting on there listening to this grown woman who I think has said she's 48, 50, somewhere around there, almost 50. Play Minecraft with little kids and set up Discord servers while you, shame on all of you, are covering a missing child's case where her brothers were playing video games at the time that she went missing. Let that sink in. I'm not the one that's mentally ill. I'm not saying Squall did that, but I'm saying it's weird and it's a possibility. Just saying. I am very grateful for that, Terry. And earlier, oh, who was it? Eric. Thank you. Grateful, grateful. But it's just so confusing to me how anybody fell for this. For them. Why are her and Scott? Did anybody know until last May that Scott and Squall were even friends? I'm going to tell you what. I didn't even know that Squall was involved in anything with money until after things started unraveling. While all of these subs and all of these people were following private servers and a twin to somebody on the RSO registry that know each other. I can only guess where they met. If my theory and speculation is correct. Now, I'm not saying Scott's this guy. What I'm saying is I will eventually get back to researching Mr. James Skelton. I haven't seen Scott public since I brought that out. That concerns me, right? I don't know, guys. I'm just saying. Agree, disagree. It makes sense. Right. Right. It's the same thing. Like, she's in here, Frank Light. Oh my God, when he did that to me, you know? But then Scott's on the other hand on the same panel saying, me and Squall disagree. Well, that's the first time I've ever seen anybody disagree with Squall about Frank Light, and she was okay with it. I think some of the shit she does is odd. Okay? In my opinion, with speculation, with the things she has done and things I have put together, like lie about her name, which was on this live too. She's doxing people. She doxed me and she has the wrong people. For a whole year, she went on here and told you guys that she was not who I said she was. You learned later, it came out, she is exactly who I said she was. And yes, I do plan to find out what she did to her children. But I have a feeling that might be how her and Scott know each other. Or not Scott, I'm sorry. Not Scott. Forgive me for that. James. Know each other. I'm sick of sitting here and being quiet. The shit is odd. You don't see this in other cases where locals come up and they defend the family and they have people come up on the hill and there's a creepy Tim Mullins that she also turns all these people on the panel to say, yeah, Tim's cool. I seen him crying. So sad. Tim Mullins was crying. Bullshit. Tim Mullins is human and men cry. Are you kidding me? Well, he has a mental illness. Okay, well, I'm not going to attack his mental illness. But if that's the case, he shouldn't be a missing child's media manager, right? Like, if you're mental, you should not hire that person to help you in the case of your missing child. Another thing that does not make sense. I swear one time I heard a story. I think it came from Benny. I think it was the whole phone thing. I have that video. I'll go back and look. But I think it came from Benny where Candace was like, Tim's been in the mental ward and he was trying to get Dawn to go into the mental ward. These are the people you have around you, surrounding yourself to find your missing child. I'm flabbergasted. But anyways, I'm going to make this a short live. Again, thank you to those of you that sent me super stickers tonight. That's right. I'm not going to back down either. And that's the thing. Like, these people think they got me between a rock and a hard place when they attack. As you see, I've never gone anywhere. I've had my receipts the whole time that people were demanding. And this is all stuff I've brought up over the last year, whether it be in my group or on my community posts before my channel went down. I've sent it to other people who have put things out. Like, it's not like these things have not been there. I was just attacked and ignored. And I think it's not because of my mental health or because I'm stressed out that I want to get this out. I think it's because all of this could possibly, in my opinion, with my speculation, play a part into why Summer is missing. Why are these same people involved in the money, the billboards, going up on the hill, bringing people, turning people against people? Like, it's just not, man, this can't be real, is what I'm saying. This can't be real, but it makes sense. I'm sorry, Laura. Mine too. And it's so fake. I feel like she puts a fake voice when she comes on. That's right. We just want to find Summer. And to do that, you have to look at everybody. There's been some crazy things that have gone on in this case, and I think it takes a second look. But I also believe Like I said the other day, we need to go back to find out where the turning points are. For instance, that's the earliest date I found somebody talking to Kelly Fustos, right? September 8th, which was cracking cases. So I think it's important that we go back and look at these lives. And it really, in these videos, not just lives, no matter what your thoughts are today, I feel like people should open their minds, go back, look at it with fresh thinking, and pay attention to the chats. Who's in them? Who's following where? Who's been with somebody since the very beginning? Because that's how you're going to get answers for how all of this got so twisted. Just my opinion. I got to make sure I say that. How does Squall know what? Lemon Drop. You must be behind because I don't have a video playing. And I am actually going to jump off here because it's 6:17 in the morning. I have my grandbaby. He did go to bed very late last night. That's why I couldn't get on earlier. Plus, I was still trying to put stuff together. I mean, there's hours of this live that I didn't even share. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. It's, I just pointed some things out of this one live. There's many of them. But I am going to jump off of here. I hope you guys all have a blessed day. It's early, so I may be back later. If I come up with another video or something, I'm going to go look. I'm done addressing this stuff for the day unless something comes up. But Chasing, I hope you get a good look at this. And I hope you follow the receipts. And peace, darling. Have a nice life. Don't bother with me no more. Talk to you all later. Bye.